Okay, so certainly not as robust on the radar as it was at the same time yesterday, right? But the potential is still there for a heavy-duty shower storm to dump a lot of rain. Flash flooding still a primary threat, but you can see most of that energy is pent up south and east of the valley, still clinging on to a few renegade raindrops in the valley, and there still is that potential for a stray shower storm today. But in comparison to yesterday, much better behavior on Mother Nature's part for us today. But looking outside, those clouds still look angry, don't they? So dark and rain rich. You know, this isn't it in terms of our rain chances. We actually are going to dial up on those rain chances again tomorrow afternoon through the overnight and Thursday morning, because the piece of energy that triggered this in our atmosphere, all these showers and storms, is still going to be sitting tight. So it'll be giving the valley a renewal of rain chances.
I love that ominous look outside. Something about it just being overcast in a place that's always so sunny. It's just,
I think it's pretty. It looks so gorgeous to me. Just seeing the clouds yesterday and looking up at the sky, and oh my gosh, the clouds at the top of the mountains. I just think it's so pretty.
It was a little scary. I was at dinner yesterday, and then all of a sudden the storm hit, and then it was hailing, so you could hear it coming down in the restaurant, and I'm like, I can't leave. Like, we had to stay inside until it calmed down because it was so crazy out there. And I was like,
it was so crazy. We have storm shutters. I didn't know that was a thing, but we have these like we discovered storm shutters, so we started putting those down because the wind was coming in sideways, and on top of that the hail, and I'm like, oh my gosh, something's gonna crash right through my windows. It was very scary.
It's great weather to eat comfort foods, which kind of brings us to our
we had
topic
spaghetti
today.
last night.
I made a peanut butter sandwich when it started raining. I was like, I just want like a toasted peanut butter sandwich. I want something warm and sweet and just cozy, right? So we're asking you guys this morning, which food are you not willing to share with anyone? Like, even your mom. If your mom rolled up to you and was like, I need a bite of that, what would you say no to? Is it chocolate? Is it ice cream? What is it? So the reason we bring this up is because this guy is going viral right now because he says he's done sharing his snacks with his fiancée. He actually bought a safe fridge, or a fridge safe, I guess. So Stacy posted on her Facebook that her soon-to-be husband, Dave, wanted to keep his chocolate stash away from her.
Stacy, walk away.
So forget about hiding it. He just locked it up.
This is a red flag, Stacy.
There's a combination there.
Don't do it.
Part of the fridge.
Do not marry that man.
Because he's selfish.
Yep.
See?
Yep.
Which food would you keep in a combination safe inside your fridge?
That is...
So when I was growing up, my mom always hid the stuff that she didn't want us kids to get into, but she always used the same hiding places. It's not to say that I never stole mom's stash of Oreos or whatever it was she was keeping away from us, but I always took less because it obviously meant more to her that she was hiding it somewhere. So it's like, Mom, I'm still going to rob you of these things, but I'm not going to take them all.
I don't know what I would. I mean, I love food, obviously, and I love sweets. We all know that I love Olive Garden, but I think mainly for the idea of it.
That's all you can eat, so you can share.
Yeah, I can share. But you know what? If I was starving and I didn't want to share, I would say Oregano's bowl of pasta. It's like their never-ending pasta kind of thing,
you can't
too.
go wrong with it.
It's so good. So I'd probably just keep that for myself.
I will say, like, the one my husband and I like to share with, like, we order specifically knowing we're swapping.
Yeah,
that's the
way to go.
We're big on that because we like bites. We like a lot of bites. So the only time that I give him the Heisman is when I'm like, no. When you get an ice cream cone, and he's like, well, let's just share it. I'm like, you can share a sundae, but I don't want to like be passing back and forth an ice cream cone. I'm like, that's where I draw the line. I'm like, you don't share a cone, but we'll split a banana split. That's why it's called a banana split.
Yeah.
That makes sense. What about you?
I don't really have a good example because I like sharing, but I guess if I'm really hungry or something and I really want to have that whole plate of whatever to myself, then I don't want to share, but nothing specific.
I will sometimes warn my husband because I'm like, if I'm really hungry and we get to the restaurant, I'm like, I'm probably going to eat this whole thing. I probably will give you a bite. But
see, that's my
because sometimes he'll just look at me and wait because he knows usually I'll give him half, and I'm like, not today.
Yeah.
I give you a bite.
I think establishing boundaries immediately is the right move.
Yes, I like to say it in the outset.
We talk about our favorite Indian place all the time, Marigold Maison up on Cactus and Shea
Great,
area.
we've never been there.
Paul.
It's fantastic. So every time I go, I try to introduce it to as many people as I can. If I hear anyone talking about Indian food, you need to try it. I've been with a couple different people, and every time it's like, oh, do you want to share this? And I just tell them straight up, no, I don't. You can order your own, but I am eating all of mine.
But Indian food is family style. It's meant to be shared.
No, actually, it's mine. And if you want yours, order it.
Oh my gosh, no. I got Indian food. I'm like, no, that has to be because
it can be family setup, but it's still mine.
You would not share your chicken tikka masala
Not if we only ordered one. No.
Well, it's a good thing I know from
If you ordered two, we're fine.
Wait, Steven said, my comfort food is the small frozen burritos with salsa and cottage cheese.
Oh.
I don't know about the cottage cheese.
Okay.
I know this was coming. But I was trying to have a healthy breakfast
I'm
meal.
not hating on you. I'm just saying, what are you doing stepping to people talking about cottage cheese? Mrs. cutting up hot dogs and putting them in cottage cheese over here.
I know. So I'd eat them together. So I would, towards the beginning when I was trying to eat healthy, I would cut up little turkey hot dogs, right? And put one little area, and then I'd bring cottage cheese on the side. Well, one day, Emma and Paul were watching me, and they're like, what are you eating? And I'm like, I was trying to pick a healthy option.
I have to say, cottage cheese is one of those diet foods that I'm like, you know what, I'd rather starve.
Okay.
It doesn't really have flavor.
And the texture.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
There is no flavor.
Yeah, it was just like, I was like,
Cottage cheese,
My hair's
okay.
bothering me.
All right, I'm a cottage cheese guy, but I'll give you that. There are brands of cottage cheese where the texture is way off, where it's like too curdy or too runny.
too watery.
Can't do it. But if you get the right textured cottage cheese, and you sprinkle a little Lawry seasoning salt or a little Montreal steak seasoning over the top, Steady Camp Dave knows what I'm talking about. He's back there.
That might be the only
Now that's the way to go. That is the way to go with the
Yeah.
sandwich or with like a bowl of soup and a
Okay.
salad or something.
Okay.
Spot on.
Okay.
But it has to be a certain way. There are times I'll buy a tub of cottage cheese and I'm like, this is gross.
It's just not appetizing.
Right. So, Steven, how do you eat it? Do you like dip your burrito in the cottage cheese, or is it
Yeah.
just like
You want to dip it.
another thing
Brian
that you
loves
don't
the cottage cheese.
share?
Brian, another Brian says mac and cheese. He also
mac
refuses to
and
share
cheese
his
is
nachos.
good.
I'm noticing a trend
Nacho
here.
cheese.
Nacho cheese. Lots of stuff with cheese sauces.
So Sherry says fry bread, and I will tell you, I never had fry bread in my life till I moved here.
Oh.
It is like,
it's
It's
fantastic.
amazing,
really
right?
good.
Yes.
I was like, what is this? I don't know what the heck it was. I think I had it at a water park. Which is like a visual in and upon itself, eating fry bread in a bathing suit. But I ate that entire thing. It was so good.
Oh, wait till the fair gets here. The Arizona State Fair.
Oh, good.
Yes, and I know you guys
fried
love
bread?
checking out all the activities
We
like that around
do.
town. You are going to love it.
So I calendared, this is the state fair, right? Okay, because I just got an alert. I got an alert because I'm on the Phoenix City magazine, so it's calendared. I didn't know fry bread was a part of it, though, so I'm even.
Yo, I'm going
yeah.
to play fifth wheel with you and the kids, by the way, because
Oh, good. I'll
2
send
years
you on
ago,
the scary
I'm
rides
in.
with them.
I'm in. 2
'Cause
years
I don't
ago,
do that.
I redeemed myself for a lifetime of being like a poor kid that could never afford the fair games. I took $100 in cash out, and I was like, I'm winning as many stuffed leopards as I can possibly get my hands on. I tore those things up. When I was a kid, it was like, I got $5 to spend on fair games. Now it's like, put another 20 down. I'm throwing something over that duck. It's happening.
Now though, you have to go. There's so like on Fridays they have deals. They have like $2 food, $2 games. That's when you need to go.
Now, granted, the $2 food's not much, but you can try a whole
Right,
bunch of things.
a whole
you like
bunch of
snacking?
it.
I'll share the $2 food with you.
I go every year to the $2 food part. Oh my gosh, I
saw
get
Sundays
pizza,
are good
corn dog,
days.
Indian fried bread. I get the curly piggly wiggly fries. I get the corn on the cob.
Do they do fried desserts here?
Yes, fried Oreos.
Do they do fried desserts?
That's my thing.
We're in the Southwest. This is a lawless place. This is a lawless part of the country.
I love a fried snack.
What don't they fry at the
Fried
fair?
treat.
Well, I think they'll fry anything. There's at
really?
least one place that if you bring it in, they'll fry it.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever
Fried
you
butter.
want.
I've tried fried butter.
That's about as bad as it gets.
I ruined my shirt the minute I bit into it, and now my shirt was stained. It was a cute little Fanta
and it
shirt.
doesn't fit anymore now.
Yeah, that's true too.
There's that.
Ruined it in two ways. The Edelweiss Beer Garden chiming in to say currywurst. That sounds fantastic,
I don't
actually.
know what that
What?
is.
A currywurst
Curried
with maybe some
wurst. I've heard
sauerkraut and some spicy
sausage.
mustard on it. Alan says he will not share lasagna.
I know lasagna is really good.
Big lasagna
So
guy,
that's a
but it's
good
also meant for
comfort food.
sharing, right?
Yeah, because it's a big
made
portion.
Maybe he means his slice of
Yeah.
lasagna.
Slice.
No touchy.
Penny said she won't share her Dairy Queen ice cream. Dairy Queen does have some bomb ice cream.
It's really good.
Can I admit to
Cute
doing a fat
country.
kid thing?
What? With fries?
No, at Dairy Queen. So I'm a big ice cream guy. There's no ice cream that I'm like not a fan of. Here's the problem with Dairy Queen though. I want a Blizzard when I go to Dairy
Yes.
Queen. Especially because what happens is I see a new Blizzard advertised on TV and the ad gets to me and it gets stuck in my head and I'm
Those
like, I
are
want
always
that.
good though.
Here's the thing though. When you go to Dairy Queen in the valley in the summertime and it's hot, you have two options. You have to eat it in the parking lot, like the rat that I
gotta
am
inhale it.
in my car, or slap a lid on the sucker and go home with it, throw it in the freezer for a few minutes, and then eat it at home. Interesting. That's what I'd prefer to do. Here's the problem. I want ice cream now. So the last two times I went to Dairy Queen, I got a Blizzard and a dilly bar. And the dilly bar was to get me home so that I could eat the Blizzard, which is an extreme overindulgence. I get it.
That is awesome.
I get it.
Wow.
But the dilly bars are awesome.
And then right before we started the show, Paul and I were like,
seriously,
we gained
right
weight.
before the show started.
Like, we need to lose weight.
We're like, we're so fat now. We're like, I can't wait to try the fried butter next month.
Dilly bar.
Get the dilly bar on the way home.
Like, what, the fair? Indian fried bread? Yeah.
Sorry, I am who I am.
I
man.
know. I said I give up.
Guilty pleasures. We all.
I could get hit by a bus tomorrow, you know, and then what?
Be.
Yeah.
be
At least I died with a dilly bar in me.
I just like when they hand it to you and they always turn it upside
down.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Every time I clap. It never
Life's
ceases
simple
to
pleasures.
thrill me. Yes. It just makes it taste better when they do that.
Oh my
Teresa
God.
says, do not touch my tacos. Jojo weighing in to say, I'm not sharing my mutton sandwich with green chili and a warm piece of fry bread.
Oh my gosh, that
Ooh.
sounds good.
You're
Rolando
selling
says
it.
it's Bud Light.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, alcohol's a big one.
Cocktails.
Yeah.
This one's
Now
for you,
that
bud.
I've seen people put padlocks on their safe, on their fridges
Yeah, don't get into that.
Get into my beer/liquor
So
stash.
one more here. So Naomi says broccoli and cheese soup, but she brings up an interesting point. Do you share soups?
Oh, yeah.
When there's a
Yeah.
double dip situation
I give
with
him-
multiple
I give my husband
spoons?
bites
Okay.
of the soup because
Do you do it like a little airplane, like?
No, because that's so annoying. But
But only for that reason.
so I genuinely love soups. Like soups to me are just meals. I don't care if it's
It's a
110.
soup weather. I want soup.
I love soup, but he wants to order the soup, but it's wasted on him because he really just wants to get to like real food.
Yeah.
So I always order the soup and then I give him two.
Vanessa, you want to go have another date at Zupa's where we sit at different tables, but we also both get Zupa's?
What?
I think it's a great idea, Paul.
Yeah, Vanessa and I went on our first date last year. She was at Zupa's and I went to Zupa's separately, and then
Yeah.
she didn't sit by me or talk to me at all. She just sat with her friend, and I just sat there and ate my
Pretend
soup
like you
by
didn't know
myself.
him.
I know. I acknowledged him. I'm like, hey,
No,
Paul,
her
what are
friend
you
said I
doing
was cute.
here?
Her friend said I was cute.
And then he's like,
Let the
oh, I'm
record
just
say it.
shopping order. Because he was still in his like work attire. So I was like, what are you doing? Because I'm already in my gym
So I've
clothes.
learned
Like,
Paul just wears his work attire.
Well, no, because
around.
no,
you
hold
know
on.
why?
I gotta
Do you
clear
know
my
why?
name
He
So the
wants to be
ladies will stop
recognized.
him. Yes. So the ladies will stop and be like, oh.
Okay,
are
I
you
do
the
it-
guy from TV?
I look better in this than I do in a Metallica t-shirt and jeans.
If you ever see me out and around town, it will never be with makeup on.
Yeah.
And it will always be with my hair in a ponytail.
I'm always in gym clothes.
If you recognize me with all that,
Here's the thing, though.
good on you.
I have found that it's really hard for me to get stuff done if I go home after work.
Oh, yeah.
Because then once I get this off and I scrub the makeup off or whatever,
You're
don't
done
want
for
to
the day.
leave.
it might be it for me.
But I
might
don't
be
know
closing time at noon.
how you stay in your suit all day long. Like even when I ran into you when we went to Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
You said you were working from the morning
I was
show
working, though.
all the way to
I
the
worked all
end, and
day.
he was still in his suit. And I'm like, the minute I get home, I take off those Spanx and my dress, and I am
So
like,
here's what happened with
Everything
Minnesota.
goes,
yeah.
Just scattered.
Take the eyelashes out, put my hair up in a ponytail.
I
like-
saw Paul at, was it 1 o'clock in the morning, Paul,
Yeah.
at the Hot Chick, and he was still wearing
I had jeans on.
tie
that
bar
night. I had
included.
Jeans. I had
What?
jeans. It was jeans with a shirt and
He
a sport
claims
coat.
he had jeans. I couldn't
was
get past the
jeans.
tie bar and the pocket square. I'm like, Paul.
Classy look. Yeah, I don't know. Here's the
He
thing.
likes to look sharp.
No, it's what here's the
Any
thing.
hour.
If I go home
any
after
hour.
work and I like you guys do, I'm not getting out. I'm not doing anything again. So what I do is I keep this on and I go and run my errands. You'll see me at Walmart in a shirt and tie sometimes.
that?
Yes, because if I go home, it might be game over.
It's over.
And the
I
Minnesota
do
thing
that
was different because I had to
sometimes,
work in the morning. I had to wear a suit and tie on the plane because I was flying with the Cardinals. Then I landed.
Yeah,
had
but
work
then
to do.
even he met up with us to go have a
Yeah.
late night snack. There was a group
Snack.
of us.
It's a malted
And
snack.
so he was like, I'm gonna go to my hotel room, drop off my stuff, and I'll be back. So we thought he was gonna like change.
Where's going out
And he
outfit?
comes back in the same
look.
suit. And I
Same
was
look.
like,
Going out close. All right, anyway, let's take a break from this. ICYMI, in case you missed it this morning on Today in AZ. I used to know what these things were, but our producer Courtney, she handles this now. So I don't know what it is. Let's learn it
I
together.
like the surprise.
is it the juice?
If you're not an Apple person, Samsung's new Galaxy Fold phone comes out on Friday. There's a lot of buzz around this because it was supposed to be released back in April, but initial testing showed that phone broke way too easily, which makes sense because screens don't really do this. But CNBC has tested the new fixed version and says it's still quite fragile. So if you're willing to risk it, it's going to set you back $2,000, which is about double what you'll pay for the new Apple iPhone 11, which doesn't fold. But then again, we got rid of all the phones that do fold. I do miss the flip.
Don't you, though? I thought it was so cute.
A little bulky in your pocket, but skinny jeans are in, so you can't use the flip phones anymore.
Oh, I don't know. I had a small one.
Okay, favorite phone
That's
you've
what she
ever
said.
owned. Hey! Wow!
We're on the Facebook after show. You didn't hear that. our boss is out of town.
I actually missed it. No.
Oh, she dropped a TWSS. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Okay.
It's all
Go
good.
ahead.
Anyway, no, what was your favorite phone of all time? Because I have a very specific memory of a phone that was like, that was my go-to.
I was a BlackBerry. I didn't think I was ever going to give up a BlackBerry.
Yeah.
I was hardcore BlackBerry all the time.
Yeah.
Till
I love that thing.
2018, which is incredible. I don't know how you held on that long.
I know. I did. I kept it for way longer than I probably should have.
The only thing with the flip phone though is like you had to tap the you know, the, like
I
the
got so
letters.
good at that, though.
I was good at it fast.
Yeah.
I loved my Razor. I
Oh,
loved it.
the Razor.
And the dramatic hang up.
Snap it shut.
I'm gonna take it way back. I loved the beeper. I loved the pager.
Hit me up
Yes,
on the beeper.
yes, because then you could send little codes, and then you knew like if your friends had certain codes, and then people couldn't get a hold of you all the time. So you
That
know
was
you
actually
could
the
respond
real
back
part.
when you were around a telephone to do so. Where now everybody calls you for everything, and if you don't answer,
looking at your text, which is the worst. Those
I had
three
to
dots.
Yes, and I had to turn off my Instagram where it notifies when you're on Instagram because people were like, "Oh, like you're not getting back to me, but you're on Instagram,"
That's
and I'm like,
the worst.
so I turned it off.
Yeah.
I've gotten that before. I thought you went to bed. Well, yeah, I did.
know,
And
right?
I scroll down my social media feeds like everybody does in bed.
Right.
So sue me. For me, it was this little gold brick. I think it was like a Nokia. This is back in the early days of cell phones where it was like, I was at the age where parents were still like, I'm not sure if high schoolers should have a phone. Now it's every single high schooler has a phone. It's like, do I buy little Jimmy in kindergarten a phone? But when it was, again, the same texting where you had to hit the buttons. What do they call that? The ABC sort of texting where it was like, if you wanted to spell cat, it was
I didn't
1, 2,
remember,
3,
yeah.
1, 1. It had text messaging, but not picture messaging yet. But it had like a very like rudimentary like paint program in it, so that you could kind of like draw out something and then send it to
I
someone.
think I remember that.
Very, very weird stuff.
Do you remember?
But I love the simplicity of it. That's what I wish my phone was now. Make a couple calls, send a couple texts. That's it. No
I don't know.
internet
I do love the
connectivity.
fact that we can Google on our phones and like find anything
It's like a
that
little
you need.
computer.
Yeah.
It's nice that you're always
I like
at the
bar
ready.
arguments better.
But every conversation, we're like, what is the name of that book? Oh, hold on, I'll Google it. And I can't have like a regular conversation
it.
without Googling something.
And then also you get directions on your phone now too.
Yeah.
I was thinking the other day, I'm like, what did we do before
Got
Waze
lost.
and directions?
Well,
Got
remember
lost.
you would have to print
No
it
showed
out.
all the time.
So you would do it on your home
Print out the
computer and then
directions.
print out the directions.
I remember having
and
like
take it everywhere with you.
maps, these like maps that would literally be in a binder,
Mm-hmm.
and you would have to like find, because I'm like, how else did you get to stories?
People were just late all the time, I feel like.
Isn't that
That was
crazy?
just acceptable.
Wrong turns.
And people got stood up a lot. I feel like people got no-showed for
Like, I
good
couldn't
for good
find you.
reasons and for bad reasons. Like people just, I mean, let's say you had a house party at X, Y, and Z address and you can't find it. Well, guess
Can't
what?
find it, you
Like,
just didn't
That's
go.
it.
That was it. That was the end of your night.
End of the road.
Ended up at DQ country.
Stephen longs for the battery life of the Motorola StarTAC. Teresa says, I missed the Nokia that you could switch the faceplate. Oh, I remember those ones.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
the
that was the
different
one
colors.
I had, actually.
Yes.
That's pretty fancy.
I do miss the simplicity of not charging your phone for days because you
You
just
didn't use
to
it
make
that
calls.
much. Yeah.
Back to the comfort foods for a second. Diana says cereal's my comfort food.
Yeah.
She doesn't like sharing chocolate.
Any day, anytime.
Can I just ask you a question, Diana? Do you find yourself not eating cereal in front of other people? Because I've noticed the way that I eat cereal
It's a
is
horrible
disgusting.
I'm embarrassed for myself.
Yes,
when
thank
I'm
you.
home alone, I'm like, oh my God, it's just no.
And then you drink the milk after.
And it's the sounds.
It's
like,
slurpy
I'm
and
grossed
chompy.
out
Stuff
by
falls
myself.
out of my mouth back into the bowl, and I just eat
embarrassed.
it back up like a savage. It's disgusting.
Nobody should. Cereal is not a public consumption thing. It's
my
a
God.
private indulgence.
If someone is over at my place in like the early mornings and I need to eat something real quick, I'll eat a bowl of cereal, but like in a corner.
Yeah, you have to shove
Standing
it.
up in the kitchen, like you can't see this, but I need to eat.
I do eat it quickly.
You have to.
It's gonna get soggy.
Yes.
Yeah, and
it's
I
so
hate when it
good.
gets soggy.
Yeah, so you gotta.
And it's just like the milk it never goes straight down. It's like I just find it so
The worst is when you get one chunk in there that
I
you thought you
know.
chewed and it gets stuck in your throat and you go, oh.
I don't know around that, but
I haven't had cereal for a while. Maybe I missed.
We're keeping it real on this show. It's disgusting things that people do. That should be the name of the
I started
show.
doing like cereal and yogurt because then you're not having that's not embarrassing.
Yeah.
You're not having the milk spillage issue.
Terrence loves enchiladas. This is my comfort
Me
food, but he
too.
has to share.
So good.
I've been saying I need to make enchiladas. I make really good.
Oh, can you bring in some
chili
leftovers?
Enchiladas. I should. They're
I
actually
haven't made them in a long
delicious.
time.
They're really easy.
There.
Well, maybe I make them.
Oh.
I'm not like hand making the tortillas.
Do you shred the chicken?
Yes.
Okay, yourself?
Yes.
Okay. So that takes a lot of work. I do that part.
Yeah.
I like it.
Sign language for more. Do you shred the chicken? Maybe
Mas, please, mas.
All right, we got to get going. We had fresh squeezed juice in the show, but you guys love comfort food so much, and we're so quick to admit the gross things that we do that we ran out of time. Sorry about that. By the way, if we're teaching people ASL, I learned that this is Taco Bell. So you can just do, where is Taco Bell?
I like that.
Only Paul.
Somebody that speaks sign language is going to be watching this. Be like, this guy's so wrong. That's
not what that means.
I apologize in advance.
What do you think it means?
Back here at 7:30 tomorrow morning for another round of the after show.
See ya.
Stay dry, everybody.
I went to Taco Bell in San Diego, and there was a
terrorism to disease, to building a global trading system, we Americans are going to pay a price. So I think this is a speech at odds with much of the realities of the world.